On this episode, I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy marinara sauce. Once you've learned how to make this homemade marinara sauce, you're going to be able to use it in so many recipes. I like to actually soak my onions in some water and the garlic. What this does, it softens the skin and it helps for easier peeling. So now that we've softened the skins, just look how easy the garlic peels. And when it comes to slicing garlic, what we want to do is with the knife, just back and forth. I'm using my fingers as a guide. With the onion, just do a rough dice. And when we say a rough dice, we're just coming through with the knife. And it doesn't have to be too small for this because it's not a refined sauce. You could actually just use a food processor, use your pulse setting on this. And now we're going to get the carrots ready. So I've got one carrot and this has been washed. You don't have to peel it. And the reason why I use a carrot is I don't use sugar, and the carrot will get lost in there. It'll add a lovely sweetness to the tomato sauce, and it's a natural way of getting sweetness in there. So now we've got the carrot ready. And we're just going to place this into the bowl. Always buy your tomatoes in a tin, whole. You get the best value. Chopped tomatoes, you get a lot less and they put a lot more liquid in there. So you always want to purchase whole tomatoes. Some people will actually take these and pulse them in the food processor. I like to do it a bit more of a rustic style. Now, if you dig your hand in this bowl right now, there's a jolly good chance that this is going to squeeze all over you. So one of the tips I like to do is take some scissors and give them first a cutting. Now, by cutting them just in half, that's going to stop the juice from squeezing all over us. And now what we want to do is submerge our hand inside. Try to squeeze them underneath the water. If you squeeze them above, they'll squeeze over you. I'm preheating my Dutch oven to medium high. The first thing we want to do is add the olive oil. Now you'll notice that I'm just using plain olive oil. We don't have to use extra virgin because we'd lose some of those volatile flavors, and it's expensive just to use for frying. So I'm going to add the olive oil. I've got the carrots, the onion and the garlic, and I'm going to add these to the pan. So we want to cook these for a few minutes. You're not looking to get a tremendous amount of color. You're just looking to get to let them sweat out and take off that hard edge. Now that I've got a small amount of color on the onions and garlic and they're coated nicely, we're going to add a sprig of basil, and that sprig of basil is going to add a lot of flavor to this sauce. We're going to be pulling that out just as we finish it, but it adds such great flavor. There's more floralness from fresh basil than what there is from dried. And now we're going to add the tomatoes. Low heat. I'm going to let this cook. We want all of those flavors to meld together. So we just let this low and slow. If you find your pan's starting to run a little bit dry where it looks like it hasn't got enough moisture, just be sure to add a little bit of water to it or chicken stock. After the sauce is cooked for about 45 minutes, you'll see there's been a lot of evaporation. At this stage now, and this is up to you, I like to add a little bit of oregano and then that small amount of olive oil, and I think that adds nice fruitiness. And I'm going to add a sprinkle of salt, and I'm going to add some freshly milled pepper. Have a taste. See how you feel. Does it need more salt? Does it need more pepper? But this for me is ready to put into some bottles, and I'll keep this in the refrigerator. It also freezes well. There's that brightness from the tomatoes, and then there's that sweetness from the carrots and as the tomatoes have reduced down. But then there's undertones of basil, garlic and onion. Now you know how to make a simple marinara sauce. You can take this recipe and make so many other things. How about for a sauce for mozzarella sticks for dipping them in? You could also use this for some meatballs with some pasta. Happy days.